Good morning, you guys. I'm gonna let some people hop on. Happy hump day, everybody. And we're gonna chat about bring back bars and what I am doing this month to utilize that and what I did to prepare for that. Also gonna be talking about Scentsy Club and what I'm doing with that to grow not only my clubbers, but to earn this last part of the incentive. So if you're hopping on, tag your friends, you guys. I wanna make sure they see this video. I think you guys are gonna hear a very, very different perspective on how I'm working right now, because I think right now we all need to be hearing different perspectives, different ways people are succeeding, different ways people are working. Good morning, beautiful souls. I can't wait to see some of you guys at SFR. I cannot wait. So let me back it up a little bit more. Good morning. So let me just preface it with this. I am not super great at technology, but I promise you guys what I'm about to share with y'all, you can do this. And more so, it's going to be really good for you guys to hear, again, just a different way of working and a different way of connecting with customers. Right now, I firmly believe that we're in a kind of a gap where we have to adjust and pivot at the same time. So it's kind of the same word, but no, it's not, because pivoting, you're moving a different direction, and adjusting, you're adjusting how you're working while you move in that direction. So just right now is a really, really important time for that. So I'm gonna let more people hop on, and I'm going to get started. All right. Okay. So here's the first thing that I did for bring back bars. All right. So I always order the set. I used to divide the set out, but I stopped doing that about 2 years ago because I wanted to utilize the bring back bars solely for my customer base, my host, all of those people. And so it's always very important for me, and I understand everyone's budget is different, but for me, this is something with the bring back bars that I budget it so I can make sure that I have all of them so I can do what I want with them, okay? So there's a ton of different things people do with bring back bars to book parties, and you get a cube each if you're a host, right? And all of that stuff is awesome. I wanted to give, though, a different perspective, like I said, on what you can do with them. So here is what I did. So I created a Google form. I'm going to share the Google form on this page so you guys can see what I did. You cannot copy it. You have to make your own. Google Forms are really, really simple, but basically what I wanted to do was I wanted to reach out to all of my customers in the past 6 months. So I keep track of who orders from me, okay? Every month I have an Excel spreadsheet. Everybody does it differently, but I have an Excel spreadsheet, and when someone orders from me, they get Happy Mail. So let's back up to that. So I do not send samples to people just because they want samples. It's very rare. I do that probably 0.0001% of my time in my business. If someone orders from me, they get like mail, okay? So what I did was I went back from January to May in my Excel spreadsheet, because I have in my Excel spreadsheet where I do my customers, where I've shared these documents in our build documents. So if you can find the build documents, which we have those documents everywhere, I have my customer, like how I keep track of my customers. So I have their name, I have how much they spent, I have how much they would have gotten in commission, I have their email, their address, did I send them Happy Mail, and are they a new customer? So that's what I have in my little spreadsheet every month, and I keep track of it weekly when I update it to send mail. So I went back, and this is important because when you have LTOs that come out, or when you have bring back bars or join specials, I think it's really important that we understand that it's not always okay to send email blast out to everybody that's enrolled in email. Does that make sense? I like being able to go back, again, my 6 months, 3 months, whatever I choose, copy those emails very quickly. I can just click copy, it highlights them all blue, So now I have people that have currently just ordered or that are in the past 3 to 6 months ordering, and those are the people that I'm communicating with. Because you also don't want to burn these customers out. You want to see the customers that are actually engaged, so you can see the customers that are actually going to respond, right? How many times do we have customers that we respond to where they just don't reply? How many times do we reply about, did you love your order? Do you want to get free and half off Scentsy? Are you interested in Scentsy Club? And we get crickets. Hey, so happy you ordered for me. I have some mail going out to you. I'll send pictures of the mail. I will get nothing. I will get crickets. So I have made the decision now that when there's LTOs, when there's join specials, when there's bring back bars, when there's anything like this, I am focusing on going back 3 to 6 months and seeing those engaged customers the past 3 to 6 months. And that's my like detailed primary customer that I'm targeting. Does that make sense? And I think it's important that we understand what a target customer is. Who are we targeting at that moment? Who is the most engaged? And right now we live in a world where people are still at this moment more stressed. And so we have to be careful about, blasting these customers over and over and over that aren't replying. And so that was what was happening to me. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to start working with my customers from the past 1 to 6 months, depending on what the special is. Bring back bars, I went back 6 months. When it comes to a special LTO or something like that, or a mega flash sale, I'm focusing on those 3 monthers and whatever. And I'm going to tell you guys how I do that. So I ended up making a Google form in May, and I went back to my customers in the past 6 months, okay? I made a Google form, and the Google form was for bring back bars. I'm going to share what that form looks like on the page. That way you guys can see it. Please don't fill the form out, okay? Please don't fill it out. It's for my customers. But that way, if you want to create your own Google form, you can Google that. You can YouTube that. It's very simple, but that way you can see what I wrote down. All right, so I sent this, like I said, this Google form out to customers the past 6 months for bring back bars. Now, initially, I was going to send it to anyone that had over a $50 order the past 6 months. And this is normally what I do. I'm literally being very honest with y'all. Normally, when it comes to bring back bars, I look at past hosts. I look at all Scentsy Club. And I also look at people that have spent $50 or more. And can y'all hear me? Y'all should be able to hear me because I'm not muted. And I looked at customers who spent $50 or more, and that's who I was sending stuff to. It did not matter if they were not communicating with me or didn't reply to me. I was just going to send it to them because you are a great host, you're a VIP, and you're in Scentsy Club, so you just get bring back bars. No, absolutely no. It was not working for me. It just wasn't working for me. And so with this form, I went back 6 months, sent an email out to them. Okay, and it said basically this: hey, I want to let you know. And I also sent it in text only to a few people, though, that I knew wouldn't check their email. But this was only to the people that were engaged and that have purchased in the past 6 months. And what it said was, hey, I have selected you for bring back bar samples. You can choose 6 below. Okay, 6 felt samples below, and I will send them to you. They had to put in their current address. And then at the end, I asked, do you know about Scentsy Club? And there was yes. And then there was, or are you enrolled in Scentsy Club? And there was yes. The other one was no, but I'm interested. And the other one was no, not interested. So now, not only am I getting target customers for who wants bring back bars, but now I can see who is interested in Scentsy Club. I got a clubber this way. Literally 2 days ago, got a clubber doing this exact form. Also, I've already gotten a recruit from this form, she was a newer customer, and she joined, and I connected with her. And so I think that, when it comes to, what is the system? How should we be able to monitor the success of something? Why did this not work and why did that not work? What we've got to start saying is, why didn't it work, right? I see Mandy saying that doesn't work for me either. Well, why? There's a reason it's not working. You may need to shift. You may need to pivot. You may need to get new customers also. A lot of people keep using the same customers over and over and over, and that's just not going to work for your business. You're going to run the customer dry. They're not going to want to party. They're not going to want to order. And so by doing something like this, you're sending those customers you've selected, hey, I selected you, fill this form out. And guess what? If they don't fill the form out, they're not going to get samples. Okay? I'm not just sending samples and paying money to send samples to people that aren't going to reply to me. It's rude and it's disrespectful at the end of the day. And I'm not even being ugly about it. It's just the way it is. And I don't want to send samples to people that don't even have the decency to reply to me. It really grinds my gears. It really, really does. And I get people go through things, but when you have customers that just don't reply to you for 3 months in a row, we need to look at, okay, I literally, even if it's a clubber and they don't reply to me after 3 months, I stop texting them. We have to learn and get social cues from customers on, okay, if they're disengaged, we need to stop. Okay, let them watch you from afar. Let them watch you run your business on social. Let them watch you share what your customers ordered when y'all do the shout outs in your story. But at the end of the day, we have to look at if the customer's not engaging with you, you need to look at who am I targeting and what am I targeting these customers at? And also what customers do I have? And if you're struggling with a PRV situation, the chances are you're probably struggling with a customer expansion situation. And so with this Google form, I got 27 replies. I have a lot of customers that have ordered in the past 6 months. So I also want to be clear on, you have to have expectations for when you guys start something and you start something new. Say you just get 3 or 4 replies on the Google form. Well, that's better than 0. Okay. And so what I did is I printed the Google forms off. I filled everybody's samples and then I saved the Google forms because today and tomorrow, I'm going to be following up with everybody that got those samples. And I also added an extra felt of my favorite sample, which is my Only Sunshine. And so I also added that, but I'm going to be following up with them today and tomorrow. And I'm going to be asking them, hey, first I'm going to tell them, hey, when you get your bring back bar felts, make sure, because I'm really big on giving my customers tips. I don't want them to just think I'm coming after them with a sale. So I'm going to tell them, hey, if your bring back bar felts already came, make sure you separate them, throw them in the fridge for a couple minutes. They're going to be super hot. Take them out and individually smell them. And then guess what? I'm going to ask them what their favorites were. And then guess what? I'm going to tell them about the 12-pack special. And then guess what? I'm going to tell them about Scentsy Club. So the point of the Google Forms and I'm going to be doing this now for LTOs. I'm going to be doing this for new catalog drops, you guys. For catalog drops, I used to just send catalogs to every single clubber. I used to send catalogs to every single VIP. I used to send catalogs to every single host. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to do the same exact thing, just so you guys know, in July, next month, I'm going to be doing the same exact concept with the new catalog. The question I'm going to be asking with the new catalog is, would you like a free social link so you can earn rewards on free products and half off products in the fall? That's how I'm going to get parties booked next month. I am not just going to cold text people anymore. I'm not doing that, because what I'm finding is the people that are not replying, and y'all need to hear this, they're not replying to you for a reason. And that doesn't mean it's our fault, but we have to learn when to disengage, and we have to learn when we need to back up off that customer, and we need to find those target customers. And for you, that may also mean y'all need to book events and y'all need to meet new faces. Y'all need to expand your customer base. You need to have referral programs. You need to be doing things so you can gain those new customers. Now, keep in mind, if they are referral programs or anything like that that you're doing, it needs to all be done behind closed doors, one-on-one with that customer. That can't be put out publicly. But I want to make it very clear that if you're having a customer problem, it's either engagement or that you don't have enough customers. Okay. For me, I had the customers, but I wasn't engaging the right customers. And so by doing something like a Google form, you get all the replies of the customers that want your service. They want your product. You're not begging for them to get a sample. You're not begging for them to do this or do that. And then guess what? I tagged the one question at the bottom: are you enrolled in Scentsy Club? Why? Because this month is all about clubbers. This month and next month, right? 3 clubbers over $50. You're going to get that third level of the incentive, right? You guys are all aware of that. If not, you need to go to your incentive tab so you can look at that. But that is the whole point. When I am going to be gearing these Google forms and when I'm going to be reaching out to my past customers, I'm going to be looking at, okay, in the past 3 months or in the past 6 months, who has purchased. I'm going to email them. So that's the thing too, making sure you guys are keeping track of who's ordering from you, because if you have their emails on hand, so if you're pulling that over from the workstation and you have their emails on hand, you're going to literally be ready to go. And I'm also one away from earning it. I do have one of my club orders is a little bit low, so I need to get that one up, but we have next month to get them to add things as well. So also don't get discouraged if you get someone that just starts with the whiff box. I had someone sign up for the whiff box in just a couple bars today, so he's at $42, but don't let that discourage you. We also have the whole next month to upsell their club, to send them things this month, counter clean, Scentsy Fresh, things like that, so you can earn that. And congratulations to everyone who's earning the incentive and working towards that. But let me just circle back around to what I was talking about. So with Scentsy Club, I have been talking about Scentsy Club for about 2.5 years now. Some of you guys have seen my old trainings where I literally had created for you guys a sample tracker, so you could track your samples, so you could really keep up with those things. And so with Club, guys, this is the future. If you look on the website, it doesn't say buy, host, join anymore. What does the website say? When you go on your website, instead of buy, host, join, what does it say? Can somebody tell me? Because I don't think y'all are realizing this, what's going on with our company. What does your website say? When you go to click down, what does the website say? Your website, not my website. What does the website say? Y'all should know this. I got 23 people on here. To be sure, somebody knows what the website says. Your website. Okay. Did y'all notice they took shop away? Anybody mind blown right now because you didn't realize they took shop away? Who didn't know that they took shop away? Okay? So I want you guys to pay attention and see what this company is doing. The reason that they are doing Club for this incentive is to help you understand the importance of growing Club. Club money is consistent money. Club PRV is reoccurring PRV. Okay? A lot of you guys are struggling with parties. You're struggling with PRV. You need to focus on Scentsy Club. It is not my job or your sponsor's job to make flyers for you so you can share Scentsy Club. And I'm going to say that again because we live in a world where people just want flyers and you think the flyer is going to make it happen. No, you need to open your mouth and you need to share with your customers about Club. Hence why on the Google form I had, are you enrolled in Scentsy Club? Yes, or no interested, or no not interested. That way I'm targeting what I am trying to achieve. What are you guys trying to achieve every month? What are your goals? What are you trying to achieve? And so for me, I had to look at, okay, I have parties booked. I have parties on my website. A lot of them aren't doing super great. So let me pivot and see how I can find the people that are interested in these samples, that are interested in bring back bars. And I'm telling you guys, once you make the change mentally, and I did this about 2 weeks ago when I created these forms, and you start targeting customers that are actually interested in your products and customers that are actually interested in what you have to offer, they're gonna start replying to you. And guess what? Then you can go in your story or your VIP page or what have you, then you share with the world what you offered and what you sent out. So I can guarantee you those customers that ignored your email or that aren't replying to you, they're gonna start engaging because FOMO is real. And I don't mean that in a weird way, but I mean it in a way of we've got to stop looking at the customers that aren't interested in the product, and we need to start finding customers that are interested in the product, okay? A lot of you guys that have been in Scentsy a while, like me, I've been doing this 10 years, you're gonna have customers that are engaged or disengaged. You also need to, like I already said multiple times, make sure you're constantly growing your customer base. So if you're saying this isn't working for me, that isn't working for me, I have 2 questions for you. The first question I have for you if you don't have PRV is how many parties do you have booked this month? The second question I have for you is how are you expanding your customer base? I have 2 questions for people that say they're not being successful in their PRV. Those are my 2 questions. And I guarantee you between parties and then the second option, I guarantee you either one or both are accurate because the main thing I see in consultants that are complaining about sales is they're not opening their mouth to open their business the right way. You can open your mouth, but are you opening it the right way? And are you opening it more so to the right people? To the right people. So I want you guys to pay attention and just focus on serving the customers well, serving the ones that want it. It's okay. if somebody doesn't want bring back bars. Don't focus on them. I have friends that didn't fill out the form that are great customers, but because they didn't fill out the form, they're not going to get anything. You get what I'm saying? And so I think it's really, really important for you guys to understand that it's okay if you're stuck. It's okay if you feel like you're in a dip right now. It's okay if you feel like your sales or your sponsoring. I'm telling you, I go through it. I've been through it. Literally yesterday, I told my husband, I said, is it me? Like, why are my sales not where they need to be? Why am I not getting recruits? But then guess what? Got a recruit the other day and now my sales are picking up. You have to look at what you're doing to target your audience. Your audience is your customers. And when you're targeting them, are they engaged? And if they're not engaged, we need to pivot, and we've got to quit doing the same thing over and over, because it is the definition of insanity. And so I think it's important that you guys understand. Oh, and I'm not talking about anybody specific. I'm not reading the comments. I just saw Jenny. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm not talking about anybody complaining. What I'm talking about is just in general, and I'm sorry, I'm in my husband's office right now. It's loud. But I'm talking about in general, if you are stuck and you're saying, I can't get PRV, you need to look at how many parties that you have open right now. And I want you to look at how you're expanding your customer base right now. Those two things are what I want you to look at. And if you're struggling in those, take an idea from me with these forms. They're not hard to do. And this can be a way that you can go ahead and collect who wants my samples, who's interested in my product. And then guess what? Throughout the month, if people are interested, or people are, I have customers come at me and they're like, hey, I want the bring back bars. I'm sending them the form. So you can send the form to them and they can fill it out. And my goal is, with this Google form and with bring back bars this month, is to get people in club and also to get people to join. Okay. And so you guys have to look at when you're doing activities, okay? And I'm going to end it at this. When you're doing activities, you always need to think, are these activities creating results that matter? And we spin our heads a lot of time thinking we need to do all these different activities, when the reality is we need to look at, are the activities going to give the result I want? And are the activities going to the right person? Am I saying, hey, do you want some samples, to the right person? And by doing something like a Google form, by getting their feedback, I'm telling you, you're going to see really, really quickly. And it's very simple. Yes, Jenny, very simply, you're going to see who's engaged in your business at that moment. When I got those Google Forms back, I knew exactly who I was going to be working with this month. I knew exactly who I was going to be digging into customer-wise and seeing, what have they ordered in the past 6 months? What haven't they ordered? Am I following them on social media? Do I know them? Have they been a host before? So these are all things that I'm looking at now when I have these Google Forms, and then they're all in my hands. So I have my people that I'm working with as far as customer base goes for that month. So this isn't something I'm going to do every month, but I am going to be doing this again next month for the catalog and for getting personal shopping links open. That's how I'm going to set up for August. And so that's why I wanted to come on here and just share this with you guys, because Google Forms can be so versatile. Like I said, I'm going to share the one I did for the bring back bars, but I'm such a visual person too. Y'all will see in the Google form, there's pictures of each bring back bar, but guys, play around with it. A lot of people are like, I can't do this, I can't do that. You're not going to be able to do anything that you don't try, and you're not going to be able to excel in anything that you don't pivot and change. And I think a lot of people right now are in a position where you guys are trying to do the same things over and over and over, and you're expecting a different result, but it's not going to work that way. You're going to have to change what you're doing, your verbiage, reaching out to these customers. You can't just saturate them with specials every month, you guys. It's not cute. Okay, this is why customers aren't responded. They're getting saturated right now by specials. They're getting saturated right now by us texting them all the time. Let your current customers breathe for a second, and then get feedback. See, whoever fills out this form, those are the people I'm going to be working with. Those are the people I'm going to be sending samples to. Just like if you guys ever have reached out to your leaders and you want to say, hey, Who is interested in doing a coaching call, right? Who I would love to work with you. There's a reason I send you guys a form first before I get on the phone with you. I want to see how engaged you guys are. So it's the same with leadership, but now we're taking it more to a customer level. Just like with your leaders, you're not going to work with a leader that's not engaged. And if you are, you're working with the wrong leader. You're going to work with a leader that's engaged, right? Think about this. You're going to work with a leader that has that's selling, that's sponsoring or that wants to sponsor, and that is running it like a business, that is excited, those kinds of things. You're not going to work with team members and with leaders that do nothing, that are negative, that don't respond to you, right? So that's why I have a Google form for my team members to fill out before I get on the phone or do a text action plan, because I want to see, are they engaged? Have they been putting in the work? What's going on? Does this make sense to y'all? So this is why now I'm going to start doing this with my customers, because I want to see, aside from that big VIP pool, which VIPs in there are engaged right now? Out of the host pool, what past hosts are engaged right now? Out of club, what clubbers are engaged right now? And those are the people, when I see who's engaged with my customer base, those are the people I'm going to start, I guess, detail focusing on. I don't know how else to explain it, but I think it's really, really important for us to focus in on who is engaged at this moment that's a consumer. Like, what consumers are engaged, and how can I find out if they're engaged? How can I find out if they're engaged? So this could also be if you have VIP pages. A lot of people have those. Do polls. See who's engaged. But more so, I was tired of sending samples just to customers that ordered over $50 in 3 months. They don't deserve a sample because they ordered over $50 in 3 months. They will get a sample if they want to take the time to fill out the form that I text or emailed them that I took the time to make. They can click the samples they want. They can fill out my question. And if they do that, they can get a sample. Because last time I checked, Belks doesn't just send out new perfume samples to everybody every month because they ordered 6 months ago. Does this make sense? They're not doing that. Okay, you have to go into the mall to get the sample. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? And so what I think a lot of us are doing is we're throwing away samples when we're doing, like, I don't do the whole, you ordered 3 months ago, you get the scent of the month every month. Why? Just because you ordered 3 months ago, you get the scent of the month? Why? What if you're not engaged? What if you don't even like that scent? What if you're ordering from another consultant? Do you see what I'm saying? So I am more so focused on who is engaged right now. And I made this a little bit too long, but who is engaged right now? And if someone wants if I'm trying to target someone for a sample, okay? I'm a pen and paper person. I don't have a VIP page. I know a lot of y'all do, so I'm going to take it from my aspect. I don't do VIP pages or any of that. So for me, with a Google form, not only am I able to see everything, but I can print it out and I'm not distracted on social media, okay? I can print it out from my drive on my phone. I have a Google Drive on my phone. There's a Drive app. So you literally can pull your drive up on your phone and you can have your form right there. And I can look at them. I can print them off. I can literally right then and there. I don't even have to get on social media. And this is something we have to understand. You have to know how to work your business off social media. And I know this is a hard pill to swallow. And I know a lot of people run it primarily on social. But did y'all know I don't run my business on social media? I literally don't. The only reason that I have Scentsy on social media is because my customers follow me and I want to share it in my stories. I want to gain new traction. I don't have a private account. So my goal is to find new people, which is how I just found my newest recruit. So when you're thinking about what you're doing also with customers, what is the longevity of what you're doing with them, right? Would it work too off social media? If social media ended tomorrow, how would y'all's businesses be? These are things we need to think about. Would your business be running if social media ended? If Facebook got slammed today, would your business still run? If Facebook ended today? And so these are also things we need to be thinking about, and not just thinking about, but we need to make sure our team members are understanding this, that the hard work is the hard work for a reason. Take the time and step back and make sure that you're keeping up with who's ordered from you in the past 6 months. Do you have their email on hand right then and there? Are you tracking that? Minimally, we should be keeping up with emails for customers that have ordered in the past 6 months. So if you want to email them, even aside from the workstation, you can go into Excel and you can copy every single email and you know exactly who your target audience is. Okay. Jen Brandt is Scentsy Club Pro on here. She's right with me on Club. We are huge on it. And that's probably why she said, yes, ma'am, because she knows you're not going to grow Club. You're not going to grow a target audience without specifically looking at who's engaged. We talk a lot about booking parties. We talk a lot about get clubbers, do all these things, but who are you engaging with? Are they engaged with you? And again, I say this because I got so tired of texting customers over and over and over, even clubbers, even VIPers, that just wouldn't respond to me. We've got to quit trying to engage with customers that just aren't engaged at that moment. Take a step back, look at a new approach of, okay, what can I do to see who is going to be engaged in these bring back bars? Because I don't want to just send bring back bars to everybody. That's a waste of your time and a waste of your money. You want them too. You know what I liked about them picking them out? They felt like they were a part of it. Okay? And so this is probably something I'm also going to do for the new catalog. Hear me out. I'm going to do a Google form. And I'm going to have on there the new releases, and they're going to be able to pick out 6. And if they don't fill that form out, they're not getting a catalog, and they're not going to be able to pick out 6, because I'm not working like that anymore. I'm not just going to send stuff to people just because they were a host or a VIP. Maybe they're disengaged. Maybe they're ordering from somebody else at this point. I want them to be engaged with me. I want them to be engaged with me. Okay? And so take a deep breath. No, it's totally okay if you have customers not responding. I always have that happen to me, but I said no more. I'm just not going to engage with customers that aren't going to respond to me. I love them. They'll get my general customer emails I send out if they're enrolled in my newsletter. But as far as things like bring back bars and bundles and flash sales and new release scents and catalogs, I'm not just sending them to them because they were a host. I'm not just like, if they're not engaged and they didn't even respond to you about that new catalog, but they were a host, don't send them a catalog just because they were a host. I get people are busy. They go through busy seasons, but at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, when I send something to somebody just because they were a host or a VIP or Scentsy Club, the ones that don't engage, they still don't engage, even when they get the free product from me. So it's a waste of my time, and to be honest, it's a waste of their time. Because if they wanted it, they know where to find me. If they wanted it, they would respond to me. Does that make sense? So take that weight off your shoulders and know that if the consumer is not responding to you, it's not your problem. But what is our problem is when we constantly keep going back to them every month when they're not engaging, even if they're in club, y'all. And I want to emphasize this. I have multiple customers in club that don't respond to me. That's okay. You'll get your club mail when it drafts out. Love ya. But I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to send you all these free products when you don't even have the decency to reply to a human being over here busting her tail. I'm not being ugly, but it's like, I'm not doing that. I'm not a slave to the customer, and you're not a slave to the customer. We need to be focusing on the right customer. So anyways, I hope this was helpful. I'm really, really excited about this because I feel like it's going to help me tune into that customer base. It's going to keep it very, very straightforward, especially when catalogs release in August. Amen. The new catalogs come out, or the catalog is live. But in July, that'll give me the time to go all the way back through January. I already have my emails. So guys, take this month. You need to get something together. If y'all, who has a follow-up system for their customers? Just comment for me. Who has a customer follow-up system? Like, who could email all of their customers right now if they wanted to from the past 6 months? If you don't have a customer follow-up system, you are suffocating your business. You need to have a way, especially for your customers in the past 6 months, how to get to them very quickly. And I firmly believe this, and this is something I'm probably going to be training on this fall. Your customers in the past 6 months, could you email them right now if you wanted to? That's something y'all need to be thinking about. And also looking at, okay, we're about to go into a new catalog season. I need to spend, you know what I'm focused on all month? Just straight up customer service, building connection, and finding and really feeding into these people I sent the bring back bars to that are interested. That's what I'm focused on. Okay. And so hopefully this was helpful for you guys. I'm going to upload it on YouTube, and I will make sure that I share the file that I made for bring back bars. But keep it simple, you guys, and stay focused. Okay. We're in that time of year where I think it's really, really important for us to stop being like, well, this isn't working, that isn't working. Okay. This page is not for what's not working. It's for what is working. So figure it out. I had to look at my business. I've been doing this 10 years, and I for dang sure didn't want to come on this page and be like, I just don't know. Everything sucks. I can't get any. That's not who I am. I'm going to figure out a solution. I'm going to make it work. And when it does work, I'm going to come on here and share it with you. You know why? Because that's what we freaking do. We don't just hold stuff back that works for us and not share it. So I'm always going to share what works for me. I'm always going to share how I'm pivoting, because the reality is I've been doing this a really long time. And I know what a dip is. And I know what those things look like. But look, you're not in a dip. You just need to pivot. Stop doing the same stuff. Stop following up with customers that aren't responding to you. Quit booking parties with the same customers. If you are booking parties with the same customers and they're not responding to you, you have burnt the customer out and you need to stop texting them. And you need to just, they can see you on social media, but you have to start focusing on engaged consumers. I think this is key. I think it's critical. I think this is something that I know I've never trained on before, but we have to focus on who's engaged. Who is engaged? Who is so for me, it was, okay, you fill out this form, you pick out your 6 cents. Cool, let's roll. Let's do it. I'll send it to you. And also with your people in Scentsy Club that do fill out the form, I've already had like 3 or 4 of my clubbers already increase their club because they picked out the 6 cents that they wanted, not 6 cents that Chloe picked out. And they picked them and they smelled them and they're adding to club. So it's increasing club orders. It's increasing engagement with consumers that want to be engaged with. And now I'm able to see who is in club. And if someone filled that out and they're not in club, they could check if they were interested. It targets the entire audience, you guys. And what we have to do is stop thinking that we can get on social media and get in DMs. DMs is not how we run a business. Sorry, it's not. That's not how we run a business, is through DMs. And so thinking like a business, you guys, is going to help you guys make practical changes that business owners make. So I want you guys thinking like a business this summer. Don't get discouraged because you're not getting sales. Listen to what I just trained you guys on and listen to all these trainings that are all over social media and find what is going to work for you. But if you're stuck, that means you need to pivot. And you're going to keep hearing me say this a lot because we live in a world where we've got to pivot a lot. If you're stuck, I was stuck with recruits. I didn't have recruits for 2 months. I'm being honest. I was very uncomfortable with that. So you know what I said for this month? Heck no, we're going to do something different. And it worked. It worked. What do you know? It worked because I quit saying all the things that weren't going to work and I quit acting like a little baby and I figured out what was going to work. And for me, it was focusing on engaged customers and finding them. Have you found your engaged customers? Who are they? That's the question I'm going to leave you with. Who are your engaged customers right now? Who are they? And if you don't know who they are, I want you to find them. I want you to find them and I want you to let them be a part of this scent journey. Let them click the samples that they want. Guys, this could be something that you guys just start doing. Like, think about it. It could go so far. Like, somebody places an order. You have a Google form. Oh, this is actually great. You have a Google form that you send them when they place an order. I'm probably going to actually do this now. And you ask them, what's your favorite scents? They're a new customer. Send them that Google form. Oh, I'm going to do this actually. Oh, I'm doing this. So this is what I'm going to do. Google form when somebody orders. Okay, get their, and it could be a range, but get their favorite scent. Have you ever used Scentsy before? And whatever samples you have for that month, have them on the Google form so they can pick them out. Done. Let's stop sending customers samples they don't want. How about that? Then guess what? On that Google form, I can ask them if they know what Scentsy Club is. Okay? Target audience. Engaged consumers. That is what we want. Yeah, Sylvia, that was a good idea. I was like, wait a second. Like, this is something. I was like, this is something. So do you guys see what I'm saying? I think that we need to stop focusing so much on what's not working. And we need to pivot, y'all. And I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to fight like hell to figure it out every time for y'all because I'm not going down. We ain't going down. This group, that's not what we do. We don't sink. We build the boat. We build another boat while we're on a boat. So I want you guys to take what I just trained you on and I want y'all's mind just to start thinking. I hope this inspired y'all. I hope this gave y'all new hope in how to identify engaged customers. And I hope that this is showing you guys that we have to take a different approach. We have to look at why are they not responding and quit being so hard on yourself and be like, dude, if I don't reply to somebody, 9 times out of 10, there's a reason. But then if I keep not replying to somebody, listen to this, and somebody needs to hear this about a customer that you need to just let go of. If I have somebody that continues not to reply to me, or if I would continue not to reply to somebody, that means I'm disengaged. If I continue to not reply to somebody, I am disengaged. Okay, so I love you guys. I cannot wait to see y'all in a few weeks. I'm so stoked. I'm going to share the Google form that I have for the bring back bars. Again, I talked about I'm going to be doing one next month for the new catalog. I'm also going to start something for new customers. But you know, on this page, if there's anything you guys end up doing, please share, because we are really better together. And when it comes to things like customer expansion and customer engagement, I really think we need to focus right now on the engagement piece and hone in and bring that joy on the engaged customers. Don't worry about the ones that aren't engaged. Focus in on the ones that are engaged and lead by giving. I always lead my customers. I used to say in my old trainings, if you ever watched them, I used to say, okay, lead with a sample, lead by giving. Lead by giving, lead by giving. And so when you're doing your Google form, even look at the samples you have. If you don't have bring back bars, put the samples in that you have or that you can make. Do a Scentsy Fresh in there and send it to your customers in the past 6 months. And the ones that engage are the ones that get it scent of the month. Do it for scent of the month. You can do a Google form for scent of the month. Stop sending scent of the month. Stop sending scent of the month to your customers that ordered in the past 3 months. I don't understand that. Sorry if y'all do that. I love y'all, but I'm just trying to understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. Let them fill out a Google form. If they want it, they can fill out the form if they want it. Do they even know what the scent smells like? We're just sending people samples that they don't even... Y'all, you can't just be sending berry pie to your customers in the past 3 months. If y'all sent that to me and I was a customer, I would throw up. Does this make sense? So we need to target the right customers, the right consumers, who's engaged at that moment. Keep your other customers at a distance. They follow you on social. They know who you are. But at the end of the day, you guys need to focus on who is engaged. You could take that time that you're mailing those scent of the months to and whatever for the past 3 customers, and you could be making these forms to target the customers that you actually want to see that are engaged. And you can be adding a question at the end of those forms. It could be for anything. It could be for a personal shopping link. It could have the join special on it. It can have all the things. And guess what? Because they're engaged, they're going to look at it more than a normal customer was that's not engaged. Does that make sense? So anyways, let me stop before this already is too long. I hope it was helpful. And just remember, you guys, it's okay to pivot, but it's not okay to stay put. If something's not working in your business, you need to change it. Okay? All right, guys.